Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be talking again today about more tips and tricks for Disney World. If you follow me on social media, you know that I am absolutely a Disney obsessed and I was just there not that long ago. So I came up with my top tips for anyone interested in going to Disney World and I'm very excited to share them with you today. So to jump right into it, my number one tip is what everybody always asks me about, and it is how we go back year after year, and that is we use our points. We are an Air Miles family. I rack up our Air Miles every chance I get. I will leave a link in the iCard for a video I did all about racking up my Air Miles to get to Disney. Basically, Disney World and Disneyland passes are something you can cash in your Air Miles for. So I buy all of our groceries, our gas, everything I can to get as many points as I can and then cash them in for our passes. Tip number 2 is to ask for gift cards. We let everyone and anyone know that we are hoping and planning to go to Disney in hopes that they will get us Disney gift cards for any birthdays, Christmas, anything like that. If you are in Canada, you can get gift cards at a lot of the major retailers, and obviously you can get them in the States. So they're the perfect thing so you can use them on your trip. When we went, we were able to use the Disney gift cards that we had to basically cover our food for the 5 days we were there and to go a little bit towards our souvenirs. It was absolutely perfect. Tip number 3 is the cost of parking. Now, I wish I had a suggestion on where to park at Disney that is cheaper, but I really, truly don't. All I can say is it does add up. Disney World parking when I was there was $25 a day, which is around $33 Canadian per day, and can really add up if you're there for basically a full week. I know if you stay on site, that price obviously is different because it's based off of your hotel resort. If they charge you, if you fly, you don't have that issue. But if you're staying off site and you're driving like we did, then definitely consider things like taking an Uber, finding a hotel that comes with a shuttle to and from Disney World. And when you're pricing out where you want to stay, on site or off site, make sure you include the cost of parking if that's going to affect you. Tip number 4 is snacks. You know, if you follow me on most of my social medias, that I think snacks can make or break basically any day of your life, especially with children. So my biggest tip is to make sure you have snacks. Bring them in with you if you want. If you go to any Walmart or Target in these states, as soon as you cross the border, if you're driving, or near Disney, if you fly down, they have everything from veggie chip and goldfish shaped like Mickey Mouse. They have fruit snacks. They have everything Disney themed. My cheapest, most money saving snacks by far are these lollipops that you can get inside the parks. It is a set of 5 that are shaped like Mickey Mouse. They are not huge and they are, I believe, $7.99. It's amazing if you have multiple kids. The other one is the popcorn buckets. Now the popcorn buckets, I can't remember exactly, but it costs us between $10 and $15 for the actual bucket, and then it's $2 per refill for the whole length that you're going to be in Disney. So the whole week it was $2 each time we needed to refill it. We had taken chips and stuff with us because we drove down, so every morning I filled our popcorn bucket with chips or cheesies. As you can see, after it was gone, we did the refill of popcorn, which was phenomenal and delicious, and you seriously cannot beat a price. Tip number 5, souvenir. My biggest suggestion is to check out the Disney outlet stores. They were like less than 10 minutes from the Disney parks. I will leave a link in the iCard up above for you to click and check out. I made a video when I was at one because I really want to show you guys just how much better the pricing is, so definitely check that out as well. Tip number 6, have a plan but be flexible. Obviously, if you're hoping to do fast passes or food reservations, you're gonna need a plan. Be excited, have a plan, be ready to adapt. We discovered this last time a cast member informed us that your fast passes you can technically get into 5 minutes before and up to 15 minutes after the hour is over. Also remember that this is the most magical place on earth, and just about every cast member we've ever met will go above and beyond to make your day that little bit better. So if you are having a meltdown, if your day is getting thrown off course, ask somebody and they might be able to help you rearrange your fast passes or work it out if you've missed one, because, you know, life happens. Tip number 7 is the Disney World app, and it can be life-changing when you're inside the park. And if you're like me and you're Canadian and you're like, yes, but then it would cost me money to use my phone, They have free Wi-Fi at Disney World. Of course, 2019, guys, they are on top of things. So on your app, you can adjust your fast passes. You can order food and just pick it up at the window. I did it for Dole Whip when I didn't want to wait in a 45-minute line and it was ready 6 minutes later. You have the full map so you can see where characters are, where rides are, where bathrooms are, where restaurants are. It shows you everything, and it also breaks down all of the shows that are happening, including the fireworks and the parades, in case you forget and you want to double check. Everything is on that app. It is like Disney Gold when you are in the park, and it is amazing. Number 8 goes with number 7, and that is the Play Disney app, which is another app you can get that essentially is games on your phone that go with some of the big rides that have really long lines and wait times. It's phenomenal. It was a lot of fun. A lot of them are 2 or 3 person, so you get to do it with everybody in your party, which was great, and we had a ton of fun doing it. There are so many things you can do if you are trying to pass the time in a really long line for a ride. I could do a whole video on that, so definitely comment down below if you are interested. Tip number 9 is strollers. Now, before you stop and skip ahead because you have older children and you think, I don't need to know this, just wait. You will be surprised. Disney World is absolutely exhausting and overwhelming for an adult. It is for sure exhausting and overwhelming for a child. Do yourselves a favor, and even if your child is out of the age of that they would typically have a stroller basically anywhere else in the world you would take them, consider one for Disney World. Now, if you are flying or driving and you just think, you don't want to take a stroller with you, or like I said, your kids are that little bit older and you've already gotten rid of your strollers, so you're like, I won't need one. Disney World does offer stroller rentals, and they are phenomenal. They are not expensive. I think it's like a single one's $15 a day, a double is like $31 a day plus deposit kind of thing. They are some of the best strollers you will ever push, and I highly recommend that you do not rent them. Again, I know that sounds crazy. I'm telling you how great it is, and now I'm telling you don't do it. But here's why. When you rent a Disney stroller, you're going to have to leave it at the entrance to whichever park you're at that day, which in most situations is not a big deal. After you drop it off, the walk to your car is not a far distance, so you can either have your child walk or you can carry them and it won't seem like that big of a deal. But if you have had a jam-packed, full, amazing Disney day, the last thing you want to do is hand over that stroller before you get to your car. Like I said, most parks it's not a far distance, but Magic Kingdom, let me tell you, is a distance. So to give you an idea of what your day could be like, let's say you drove, you will park your car and then either take a tram or walk to the first Disney checkpoint, which is basically somewhere you can buy tickets, and then you have to choose whether or not you want to get on a monorail or the ferry to get you the rest of the way to the actual Magic Kingdom, which again, it doesn't sound super far, and it's not really. I'm showing you kind of an overview here in the video of the different steps that you're going to take, and it's not crazy far. But if you have an exhausted child after a really long day, then you still have to make it all the way back to your car. And if you have just done a full day at Disney, you are leaving the stroller at the gates of Magic Kingdom and then have to do that whole venture without it. If you have rented a stroller off-site or have brought your own, then you have that to get you on the ferry. You can walk that little stretch instead of getting onto a tram, and I promise you it will just make your trip that much smoother and easier. Again, if you're traveling and you're like, I need a stroller, I'm not taking mine with me, you can rent from companies off-site that will deliver it to your on-site Disney hotel or wherever you're staying for really great prices as well. So I'm not saying don't get a stroller, I'm just saying maybe consider not getting the Disney one because I'm trying to save you here, guys. Now, tip number 10 is all about your meals inside of the park. We have never done the meal plans, so I cannot comment on that. But what I can say is if you're choosing not to take food in with you, definitely consider sharing meals because the adult meal portions are big enough for more than one person, or consider ordering off of the kids menu even if you're an adult. I did it while I was there. It was still large enough portions that it more than filled me up. Plus I had my popcorn and other snacks, so I was just fine. And they're about half of the price of an adult meal, depending on which ones you get. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if this helped you, if you have any more questions, if there's anything you want me to elaborate on or talk about, and I would be more than happy to do so. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great time on your Disney trip. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all of my other Disney videos I have coming out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.